Take 5. I am attempting to do a review. Unfortunately, with 2 little stinkers running around the house, it's kind of hard. We just put up a trampoline in the back and now they're both fighting over it, and I'm picking probably a bad time to do this review, but anyway, on with it. I was contacted by the owner of Fuzion Vapor. Here is the card if you can see it. FuzionVapor.com. The owner contacted me and wanted me to pick out a few samples and do a review of his new juices. He is a new vendor in the community, and he wanted me to do a review on some juices. Now, he did send me for free some samples. They're 3 millimeters of juice. They're small samples, so they aren't full-size bottles, so I will not attempt to try to hold them up to the camera for you guys to actually read the writing, because these are not full-size bottles. So what he did send me is Milli Vanilli, The Edge, and Dragon's Breath. Now, all 3 of these are 16 milligrams of nicotine. They're also 70-30 PG-VG mixture. I don't know which is which. I'm going to assume that the first number is going to be PG and the second one, that's a 30, is going to be VG. But based on the thickness of it, I'm assuming that it is 70 PG, 30 VG. So I got 3 fresh addies because I don't want to mix any flavors. However, if you are going to be using just one addy to try out juices, I do recommend you get a flavor eraser. Now, I did get this from Vixen Vapor. It's a flavor eraser addy cleaner. You just use 5 drops, blow it out, and you're ready for your other flavor that you want to put into your atomizer. Or you could just use straight PG, you know, unflavored PG with no nicotine in it, just straight PG. Okay, well, anyway, on with the review. I'm going to be doing the first one on Milli Vanilli. Now, I already have it inside my atomizer. I'm going to be using it at 4.5 volts on my Pravari. So we're gonna go ahead and see how this goes. I'm going to be grading these juices on flavor, vapor production, and possibly throat hit. I'm not too concerned with throat hit at this point. Although it is 16 milligrams, I do expect of nicotine. I do expect a little bit of a throat hit with these juices, since it is kind of like a medium to medium high. So the first one I'm going to be trying is Milli Vanilli. So let's get on with that. Excellent throat hit. Wow. Excellent throat hit. Great vapor production. The flavor, it's almost like a candy, fruity type of flavor. I don't want to go into the site and look at the description and tell you exactly what it's supposed to be. I generally like to taste the flavor and figure it out for myself, because generally sometimes these descriptions don't match what you are actually tasting, and taste is highly suggestive. So what I may be tasting in this juice may not be what you may be tasting. I may taste a little bit of a juicy fruit flavor from this Milli Vanilli. You may taste a little hint of some type of Jolly Rancher candy. But I'm getting a little bit of both. It tastes almost like a bubblegummy candy type. I can't put my finger on exactly what kind it is, but it is really, really good. It's not too sweet. It's not too overpowering. It is just right. I think he scored a good one on this Milli Vanilli. Very, very good vapor production. So we're going to give that one an A+ all the way around. Vapor production, throat hit, flavor, it's off the chart. It is very, very good. I like that. I might actually go to the site afterwards and buy a bottle of this. The next one I'm going to try, let's put on the new Addy here. The next one I'm going to try is The Edge. Again, this is 16 milligrams of nicotine, 70-30 PG-VG mixture. And this one is called The Edge. Let that settle down in there for a minute. Again, I'm vaping this at 4.5 volts on a Pravari. Wow. Knocked my camera out of focus with all that vapor. Great vapor production. Let me take another vape because the flavor is kind of confusing. It's got some zing to it. It's got a great throat hit. Again, it is 16 milligrams of nicotine, so it's going to give you a nice little throat hit depending on what voltage you vape it at. If you're vaping on a high voltage mod, like such as a Pravari or anything else that's over 4.5 volts, you're going to get you a nice little throat hit off of it. The edge, rightfully named, it's very edgy. It's got a little zing to it. I'm tasting some floral undertones to it, almost like a rosy undertone. Again, I don't like to read the description because I don't want my mind playing tricks on me by reading the words and going, oh yeah, well, I do taste a candy flavor, or I do taste a bubblegum flavor. That's not what I'm getting with this. I'm getting a rosy floral undertone to it. It's also a little sweet. It's got a little zing to it. So if you're one of those vapors that like juice with a little bit of zing to it, the edge is for you. Not something I would actually pick for myself. It's not something that I would vape on every day. But it is a great alternative. But it's just not my type of vape. I'm getting a little bit of a floral undertone to it. I'm not quite feeling that right now. So, but if you're the type that likes a sweet floral, edgy, zingy type of undertone to your juice, the edge is for you. It is rightfully named. It is very edgy. I like it. But it's just not for me. Now, the next one we're going to do is Dragon's Breath. Again, it's 16 milligrams of nicotine, 70-30 PGVG. This is Dragon's Breath. We're going to drop this directly into the Addy, and these are freshly cleaned Addy, so I'm using 4 drops. A lot of people say use 3, but when you're starting off with a fresh Addy, brand new or freshly clean Addy, I like to do 4 drops. That's just me. So now we're going to let that sit in there for a minute, and we're going to go ahead and take a vape off of it. Great vapor production. Knocking my camera out of focus. I'm tasting a like a cola undertone to it. I'm getting a little cooling sensation. I don't think it has menthol in it, but I'm getting a little cooling sensation with it as well. Again, with these juices, people, taste is suggestive. Not enough flavor in this juice, however. Let me add a little bit more, okay? Let's just be fair. Let's add a little bit more. Again, this is Dragon's Breath that I'm reviewing. Great throat hit, great vapor production, but let's get to this flavor. I'm getting a cola undertone, but I'm not quite getting what the flavor is actually supposed to be. This one's going to need a little bit of work. I'm not feeling this one, this Dragon's Breath. I'm really not feeling it. I'm getting a cooling sensation. I'm getting a cola undertone, but the flavor, I just can't put my finger on it because there's no flavor there. All I'm getting is just an undertone. Usually with juices, you could taste what the flavor is, what the undertone of the flavor is, it's kind of like a perfume. You know, you got your citrus undertones and you got your floral undertones, and then you have your base. I can't even tell you what the base is to this. All I can tell you is that there is a cola undertone to it. It is kind of a dark brown juice, kind of a medium brown juice. So I am going to assume, again, without looking at the description, that there is a cola base to this, but I'm not really getting the full flavor. This one isn't really doing it for me. So that one right there, I'm going to have to give that a C minus or a D plus, because I'm not really getting what it really is supposed to be. I don't know what Dragon's Breath is supposed to be. You'll have to look at the description on the site and see. So let's go ahead and rate these juices. Milli Vanilli, very sweet, great candy undertone to it. Reminds me of Juicy Fruit bubblegum. That's what it reminds me of, with a hint of candy, Jolly Rancher mixed in with it. That's what it reminds me of. Again, taste is suggestive. Milli Vanilli, he's got a good one on this one. I highly recommend Milli Vanilli. If you're gonna try a juice, I will go to Milli Vanilli. That I have a feeling that is going to be a popular juice on his site. The Edge, not feeling the Edge for me, but however, it is edgy, it's zingy, it is sweet, but it has kind of a floral undertone to it. I'm not really into floral undertones. This is what I'm tasting in it. You may get it and say, hey, Airbrush, I don't taste the floral undertones. That's you, but this is me. This is my opinion of the juice. Dragon's Breath, not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Can't really put my finger on what the flavor is. I can taste an undertone, which is kind of a cola undertone, but that's all I can taste. I want to taste some full flavor. I'm not getting full flavor out of it. That one, it needs to be tweaked. You need to work on that one a little bit more. But Milli Vanilli, out of all three of them, I say that is the best one. I highly recommend that one. Go to FuzionVapor.com. See if we can get some focus in there. Fuzion Vapor. Fuzion with a Z. FuzionVapor.com. He's got other juices on there that I have not tried. These are just the 3 samples that I did pick. I'll go ahead and put the email address, the site, into the link in the description down at the bottom. Again, I did get these samples for free, for basically for review purposes, and that's exactly what I did. So again, this is Airbrush 70 signing off. It's been a while, but I'll be back with some more reviews, and thank you very much for watching.